safety who's responsible for the force. He's going to control that area between the defensive linemen who are pursuing and the support man who's squeezing that area. Again, he has to see what he needs to see again. And the most important thing for him to see is that tight end, okay, who's in position to block him. Okay. Because that's the first guy that can get to him. If I've got a support man there, he's going to end up sealing this off. I've got to handle this area. This is the first guy, the guy who's lined up on me that can block me first, so I've got to see him. And then a few questions will come to mind based on that. Is he blocking me? If he's firing off blocking me, then I've got to square up on him, control him, and end up being able to take either side. But he's the guy that I've got to control and hold my area. Okay? What if he's not blocking me? Okay? He can be doing a couple of things. If he's blocking down on someone, now I've got to figure out who is the next man who can block me. Okay. And that next man is going to come from inside. So as soon as he blocks down, I've got to check and look inside. Okay. If someone's pulling, any lineman is pulling, then he becomes potentially the next guy that can block me. If I get someone pulling flat, and again, the play that we're getting from everybody in the league now is this off guard trying to pull, and the off tackle is the Redskins counter gap, trying to turn up through and kick out. Well, here comes the next guy that can block me, and I've got to now squeeze down, get to him, and control him as quick as I can. Okay. If the next guy that is coming inside is pulling deep, either a guard or a tackle, anybody who's pulling deep, then I've got a chance for the back to be the person that can block me, and I've got to end up looking to the back. But if I just follow my rules, look inside, anybody pulling shallow, I've got to attack them. If there's no one pulling at all or no one pulling shallow, people pulling deep, then I'm going to work my vision back to the outside because it's probably a back who's coming to get me. Okay? If the tight end's releasing, he's not blocking me, he's not blocking down, he's trying to release, one of two things can happen. Either it can be a pass, and then I want to get into my pass coverage, or he can be releasing to end up blocking the support man. Then again, my next threat is going to be from the inside. So if the tight end's releasing, I've got to look back inside the same way that I did if he blocked down. Okay? If there's no tight end, again, my key now goes to the end man on the line of scrimmage, the offensive tackle to the backs. I don't have to worry about a tight end blocking me right now. If there's no tight end, I key it just like the support man. If I'm the linebacker here, I would then take my triangle to the offensive tackle, to the backs, tackle fires off, backfield flow my way, I'm going to attack because that's going to be run. Tackle sets up, I'm going to get into my pass mode. Okay, the secondary support man is that corner or safety man who is responsible for all play action passes. He's responsible for halfback passes. He is a player who is playing pass first. Okay. His alignment, again, is important. He's got to put himself in position to cover the widest receiver on his side of the field if that guy releases. Okay. He's got to, again, see what he needs to see. And in his case, what he needs to see is the wide receiver. Just as an example, we'll say we've got safety force on. Okay. So our strong safety is the force man. Our corner would now be the secondary support man. Our linebacker would be the cutback man. Okay. The guy that he has to see is that wide receiver. He is playing pass first because this element of the defense should be able to handle all running plays as long as that guy releases. If he releases, the secondary support man has to cover him. So that's the guy he needs to see. If he ends up sticking his eyes in the backfield and seeing this and breaking down because he thinks it's a run, now they hand it off, this guy stalks him and goes, you got yourself a touchdown. So we tell him, hey, this is your key, that's the guy you need to see. The only time you need to get involved in run is if that wide receiver actually blocks our support man. Now if he blocks, they've brought one more element into the running game than we have people. Now I've got to come and replace him. Now it's the support man's job. He's got to make it easy for the corner here. If he sits here, if he gets run action toward him, tight end blocking, action coming, if he sits here, then it makes it tough here because the wide receiver now can come at this angle, okay, and block him, and the corner really has to wait because he's got to make sure that guy makes contact, okay? And we tell our people, if he can come upfield and block you, this ball is going to get outside, and we can't blame this guy. He's going to be there late to make a tackle. It's going to be an 8 or 10 yard gain because he can't tell if he's actually blocking and cracking on him or if he's going to fake it and come upfield and they throw the halfback pass. We tell this guy his responsibility is when he reads it to react immediately so that if this receiver is going to block him, he has to come flat in that manner. Now that's an easy read for the corner. Now he can come and replace. But this secondary support man cannot see and clue the same things that the primary support man does. Otherwise he's going to get in trouble. He's going to get his nose in there when he doesn't belong and end up giving up a big play. Okay? So for the secondary support man, see what he needs to see, the wide receiver all the way. Is he blocking the primary support man? If he does, then I've got to replace him. If he's releasing, I've got to cover him until the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. Okay, the fourth element that you don't always have, but I like to have it if I'm playing a running team, is I like to have that free safety in the middle of the field. The middle third free safety is what I call the bonus defender. Okay. He is usually not accounted for in any blocking schemes. Okay, most of your blocking is going to take care of the outside people and the linebackers, so that guy can be a big tackler. Every place I've ever been, the free safety has been either the first, second, or third leading tackler on the team because we expect him to be free and be unblocked, and we're going to funnel everything back into him. Okay. We'd like him to be there as a cleanup tackler to make hits at 2 or 3 yards, but we'd also obviously like not to get fooled and have him flying up to the line of scrimmage and give up a play action bomb or a post. Okay. It is a lot tougher now to do because teams are having a lot of one-man routes now in our league. It's Kansas City is very good at it. Where I just came from, Cincinnati really started it a couple of years ago, where they'll end up many times getting 2 tight ends and 2 backs in here and really just taking a shot, really giving good hard play action, have everybody blocking, and just end up making this a one-man route, trying to hit that, and it really slows your safety down, or you end up giving up a big play down the middle, which you don't want to give up. So it has made it much tougher to get that safety involved, but we can still do it if he follows his reads, okay? And his keys now, his triangle, what we tell him to look for are the 2 uncovered linemen, okay, and in most situations we're involved with a 3-4. His triangle is going to be the 2 guards, uncovered linemen to the floor of the backs. Okay? And he's got a few things that he has to see that'll tell him very, very quickly whether it's run or pass or not. Okay? If either an uncovered lineman or downfield, for us, it's run. Okay? Now, it's a little different. I know in college they have the screens that they can throw with the line downfield. For us, it's fairly easy. If the guards are ever out on the linebackers up the field, it's run. So as he's sitting here and he's looking through this triangle, if he gets that type of action, then he's coming right now inside out to the ball because he knows it's run. Okay? If he gets both guys pulling to the flow of the backs, again, for us, that is probably 99% run. We're going to let him come on that, again, inside out and fill to the ball. Okay? if he gets neither guard downfield, and this is how we're getting a lot of blocking schemes now, where the guard will block the defensive end, this guard will come on the nose man, the center will hit, and they'll come off late and really make it tough. But in that situation, if nobody's coming downfield, then he's got to play pass first. It might be a run, but he's got to play pass first because we don't want to give up the one-man play action. The other thing that we get a lot is if we get guards pulling away from the backfield flow. You get the backfield flow going left and people pulling to the right, then that for us is a bootleg read. It may be run, but we see it very seldom. He's going to play pass on that. And we have had our safeties be able to look at that triangle of uncovered linemen through to the flow of the backs, and we've had free safeties able to average 100 tackles a year because they're up in the running lane and no one's really blocking them. Some drills and aids for the very best thing that we've got is end zone film, and I know most high schools and colleges you aren't equipped to get that. We spend a lot of time studying end zone film where we've got the offense coming right at us and the defensive backs can see the line play. They can know what to anticipate that particular week. Short of that, when you don't have that technology, you've got to drill it in a couple of different ways. When I'm by myself during the season, I can do it with 10 guys, and I can really get some good work out of it by just using 2 people on defense. I can use my other 8 players here and run it off cards. And I can give them different run-pass reads, take probably the 6 or 8 basic plays that I'm going to see, and I can just simulate the looks and have it off the cards, having these guys do it on air, however we're going to do it. You know, lead back, for example, and then I can do the same thing and have the line show pass, go play action pass, and back to the flat. And these guys end up keying in on this, and I can do that with an individual period with just my 10 guys that I have as defensive backs. In training camp, we do this drill a lot, and we'll incorporate the linebackers. The linebackers in secondary will get together. We'll still do it off cards, but we'll put the 2 middle backers in here. We'll use the extra guys, and we'll get 2 groups going. We'll get 2 offenses, and we have 1 coach running the cards, and we can get it rapid fire and go back to back. So in a 10-minute period, we might be able to get 18, 19 plays run off, and we can just alternate these 4 guys. But this is probably the best way to simulate it and get it going quickly and really coach the guys on what they're supposed to see. Okay? And then number 3, I would say take advantage of every opportunity in practice. Okay, when you run your team plays defensively, what I have always done, and we can do this because we film every practice, so we can make the corrections afterwards, but I'll have my starting group that's in there on defense, and the rest of us will be back here. And I'm back here, I'll have the safeties with me, I'll have the corners out here at their position, the backup guys, and I know the defense, I've got my script of what that play is going to be, and we'll use our hand signals to let these guys here know what the defense is, but then they can watch it from the starter's perspective so that they can end up keying, they can step through, simulate, okay, their responsibility, but they can get the vision and the look just like the starter is. So if we got 20 plays and I've got 2 corners here and 2 corners here, they all see all 20 plays. Okay, even though they may not be in there, they may only be in there for 10 and 10, but you can still get the benefit of practicing his reads. The safeties that aren't in the game still can end up getting the benefit of practicing their reads, and then if there's a point that I want to make, I'll call them all together. But basically, I want these guys to be able to see exactly what's happening and see every play and take advantage of every situation rather than just half the time. It's just quickly, the keys that we use, I've got a videotape that'll be able to, I think, highlight a lot of what I've said. But our defensive back here at the left, right at the 15-yard line, he's the primary support man. He's looking at that whole triangle we talked about. Okay, he sees the tight end start to come down, left guard and left tackle pull instantaneously. He's got to hit it. He's on one step. You can see Thomas Everett, the free safety, at the middle. He's in the middle of the field. He's got to read. Two guards pulling with the flow of the backs. He's coming instantaneously. He's the guy that should be unblocked. But that is how quick